if you want to make this insignificant poem just a bit more intriguing, enticing, insightful, you may. Though it will take more than intention to grasp your attention and ascend to an alternate universe. This is just a poem unless you believe otherwise, unless you believe in unicorn fairies, sprites, and the like. This is just a poem unless you believe in fantasy, fantastical worlds more real than ours, where we feel just at home, where broken hearts roam in bliss because it is better to love and lose, but the hurt hurts less because misery loves company. This is just a poem unless your heart has been broken. This is just a poem unless you believe in the power of words, written words, spoken words, words of love and words of hatred, or words just void of feeling. This is just a poem unless you believe in healing, unless you believe that words can heal just as quickly as they destroy, knock self-esteem down flights of stairs and plummeting souls back in the closet. Words that used to sting like bitch, slut, whore, but don't anymore. Now it's numb, weak, and what the hell happened to her? This is just a poem unless you're struggling with something bigger than yourself but too small for anyone else to care. This is just a poem unless what you see in the mirror isn't what's really there but you're too weak to admit it. This is a poem unless you want to be loved. This is just a poem unless you feel loneliest when you're in a crowd, indifferent to the chatter, laughter, gone to some other world where you feel okay. This is just a poem unless you always answer, how have you been? With fine, because we all know fine really means I'm hurting inside, but I care about you too much to let you worry. This is just a poem unless you're afraid to tell the people who love you about what's killing you. This is just a poem unless you're only happy when you're dreaming. This is just a poem unless the world you dream about isn't all that bizarre, where fairies alike. This is just a poem unless all you want is for those words that carry so much weight, like bitch, slut, whore, or gay, fat, retarded, to shed all the hatred. This is just a poem unless you believe someday those words will lose their negativity, that gay will mean happy, fat spelled with a PH, and retard only written on music. This is just a poem unless you haven't given up.